How you guys doing? It's Brian here from the Idiot Sports. I'm excited for our first video on our TikTok channel. And what we're going to be doing here is just giving picks. But what our first series is we are going through all 134 FBS teams and doing win total projections for them. I personally did this last year, won 75 out of the 133. We get a 134th team this year with Kennesaw State joining us. Very excited about this. So we're going to do a couple a day and hit them all. First one we've got, though, we're going to start with the MAC conference. Everybody loves some MACtion, and they're statistically and win total wise the worst conference in the nation. So starting from the bottom and working our way up, we're going to go in alphabetical order. So our first one's Akron. Akron sits with a win total of 3.5 games. Last year, it was a 2-win team. They opened the season with a loss to Temple. It was only a 3-point loss, though. They would go then back home, beat Morgan State before falling to Kentucky, and then actually in 4 overtimes to Indiana. Their second win of the season would come November 1st against Kent State. But they had some close games. They had the 4 overtime loss to Indiana. They had an overtime loss to Buffalo. They lost in double overtime to Eastern Michigan. They lost by 7 points to Central Michigan. Akron's got a lot of turnover, though. They're replacing their quarterback. They're replacing their running back. They're replacing their top 2 wide receivers. They only have their one offensive line starter returning this year. They do bring in Ben Finley, the quarterback from Cal, and then also NC State before that, though this is his 3rd stop. He hasn't shown much. Maybe he can be a little bit better at Akron. Marquise Williams comes in from Minnesota. He's a running back. He should get the primary amount of touches, but still, about behind this offensive line, no clue what's going to go on. On defense, though, they return 6 starters. Big one, CJ Nanali, the defensive end. He had 15.5 tackles for a loss last year. He's going to be their best player. Brian McCoy comes in at linebacker. At safety, though, they also bring in Oregon transfer Damon David. We look at the schedule this year, not favorable to open up. They start at Ohio State. That's going to be a loss. They move to Rutgers. That's going to be a loss. Week 3, they'll get their first win. That's against Colgate. I mean, if they lose that, they're not hitting the over on the win total. They should win that. We'll put that in the win column. Week 4, you've got South Carolina. That's going to be a loss. So for them to hit the over, they've got to hit 3 conference wins, and that's going to be tough. First conference games at Ohio. Ohio's doing a lot of changes. They lost a lot. Curtis Rourke's gone. They're losing offensive linemen. They're losing defensive linemen. If this is an end-of-season game, I'd 100% put it in the loss category for Akron. This is not, though. This is going to be the first conference game for Ohio as well. I'm going to put that in the toss-up category. Bowling Green, they're improved. They're still not great, but they're definitely going to be better. That's going to be a loss for Akron. And then they have at Western Michigan, probably going to be another loss. 2 more toss-ups come after the bye, though. October 26th and November 2nd, they get Eastern Michigan and Buffalo, both games that were very tight last year. Eastern Michigan's probably going to be the better of the 2 this year. Still, they could snag one of those. They go to another bye before they have November 3rd. They're at NIU. NIU, I expect to be improved this year. I think that if a couple things bounce right, we could be talking about NIU going after a MAC title. That's not someone that I think this team can beat. That's a loss. At Kent State, if this is at home, it's pretty much a guaranteed win. At Kent State, maybe not. They're still better than Kent State. We're going to put that in the win column here. Then the last week of the season, though, it's against the Toledo Rockets. That's going to be a loss. So let's say we have 2 wins and then 3 toss-ups. They have to win 2 of the 3 toss-ups to get to the over. It's just not going to happen this year. We're looking at all the lines. The best line out there right now is on FanDuel. You can get under 3.5 at -122. If you want to get aggressive, go to Caesars. Take the under 3 at +120. Our official pick here, though, is going to be under 3.5 wins for Akron at -122. Make sure to hit the link tree that's in my bio. It sits you to our X, our YouTube, our Discord, our website. Follow us everywhere. Like this video, comment on it, share. Tell me who you're looking forward to and their win total that you can't wait to see.